So now we know why America really didn't want us to see what they was doing over in China. And if you don't know, click the search bar and see how China just froze America, that designer that you've been spending your money on, $200,000, $300, $400, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, all of your hard-earned money basically been going to knockoffs, if that's what y'all want to call them, Canal Street specials, if I might say. China is basically saying that your favorite designer gets their bags, their clothes, their shoes made in China, not Italy. So when you thinking you get enough finest threads, you get them from China. And now China is saying that they got them for the low, like they've been had them, but they're just not keeping a secret no more. So what they're saying is that designer that we've been wearing, they've been making, and they make it for cheaper, and we might as well not buy that designer that we've been buying. It's kind of strange to me because a lot of people have been losing their lives to get designer. It's a lot of people that lost their lives over design. And you're telling me that China's been making it. All I could say is this trade war is exposing the rail from the fake and fake from the rail. If that makes sense, I'm out.
China is exposing all these luxury brands because they've been selling lies to you saying made in Italy, made in France, but they actually been manufactured in China. 80% of all this product, and this is why I had an argument over it with my partner last year, because I paid £23 for white Air Forces that came straight from China, and she said, oh, those are fake, I will never wear them. And I said to her, look, all of these products that you wear, everybody's wearing, they are manufactured in China, and here's the proof. Because of the war tariffs, all these brands are being exposed, and you're paying stupid prices for brands that are actually not worth.
This Birkin bag at Hermes Boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. But what is the real cost out of the factory? Today, I'm going to break it down in front of you, step by step. First thing first, Hermes only use the leathers from the 3 top-level suppliers. One is called Muti from Italy. The second is Weinheim from Germany. And the third is Haas from France. One piece of Togo leather, the same leather as this one, will cost 450 USD. And one piece of the leather is only enough to make one Birkin, okay? The thread. And of course, for Hermes Birkin, the thread is also the best top level. It's called Fil à Chinois from France. This is actually the Rolls Royce in thread. For each bag, the cost is 25 USD. And then the hardware. See, this hardware is called 316 hardware. It's also known as the ocean stainless steel because it can withstand the erosion of seawater. It's the best stainless steel. For one piece of bag, the hardware will cost 150 USD. The edge oil. This edge oil is imported from Italy. It's called heat sealed edge oil. For each bag, it will cost 50 USD. The interior lining, it used lambskin imported from France. For each bag, the cost will be 100 USD. And also inside, there is a zipper from Riri brand. And the zipper for one bag is 10 USD. And then the cost of human resource. The French artisans is much more expensive than Chinese artisans. To finish one bag, the human resource cost will be 600 USD. The package, this is not that expensive, it's 10 USD. So now to sum those up, the total cost will be 1,400 USD for one Birkin out of factory. But why Hermes will charge you 38,000 USD for one bag? That's because more than 90% of the price is paid for its logo. But if you do not care about the logo, you just want the same quality, same material, you can just buy from us. Because for our bags, we use exactly the same material, same leather, same hardware, same edge oil. The only difference is one, we don't have the logo, so we don't have to pay so much amount of money just for that logo. And second, our human resource is much cheaper. This is why this bag from our factory only costs you 1,000 USD, but even better quality and craftsmanship.
Chinese factories are exposing luxury brands.
Made in Italy or made in France. Welcome to the real world. Now you see, those bags are made in China.
China makes 80% of your designer bags.
Who's the Chinese supplier behind Under Armour? Shenzhou International.
Nike shoes from China to your country?
Who are the suppliers behind Salomon, Timberland, New Balance, Adidas, Nike, la 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 la? First, Baocheng Factory.
It's not just calling them out, they're showing the world exactly where your $1,000 handbag or your $100 leggings are really being made. They're now offering you the same exact stuff, no middleman, no markup. In a bold move that seems more like economic warfare than manufacturing, Chinese workers are lifting the lid on $1 billion illusion. The bags, the shoes, the clothing that say made in Italy or designed in Paris, a huge chunk of them are actually being produced in China. And with Trump's new tariffs hammering Chinese exports, the factories are fighting back by selling directly to you online and calling out the whole hypocrisy. And on TikTok, it's gone viral. Factory workers and agents are filming inside production lines, showing piles of Louis Vuitton bags, Gucci purses, Lululemon leggings. Some say we make the same thing the brands sell, but for $20, not $2,000. Videos show labeled items sold from the same factory floor at 1/10 of the price.
Lululemon sells this jacket for nearly $100, but here only costs you $6 to $5.
The exact same item, just no label. And these videos, they're getting millions of views. And these aren't fakes. The bags and shoes being sold are real, or at least made in the exact same places with the exact same materials. Because luxury brands like Prada, Armani, and even Louis Vuitton outsource a ton of their manufacturing to China, and now we're learning this for real. They ship the parts to Italy, do the same little thing with the stitching, maybe slap on the label, and boom, made in Italy. It's legal, but it isn't honest. If you're just throwing a label on something and saying made in Italy, but the whole thing was actually made somewhere else, you're lying. One investigation recently found that Chinese-run factories were paying workers $2 an hour to assemble $1,800 Armani handbags. And they still got the made in Italy stamp. It's all smoke and mirrors. These TikTok exposés are cracking the illusion wide open. If your $2,000 purse is made by the same hands as a $50 duplicate, why pay 40 times more? It's not just China breaking the rules, it's the brands gaming the system. And now, the workers who have been hidden behind the curtain, they're stepping into the spotlight and showing the world the truth. And frankly, I'm all for it. Expose these luxury brands that have been ripping us off for too long. The world's factory is speaking, and the message is clear. You've been paying for a label, not the labor. And in this new global economy, the label might not be worth that much anymore.
Welcome back. So in this video, we took a look at the China-US tariff war, which is bringing out a lot of revelation. So Donald Trump, being the president of the United States of America, is engaging in a tariff war with China. So he increases tariffs for goods coming in from China, and China would also do same and increase tariffs on goods coming in from the United States of America. So this back and forth retaliatory tariffs has gone on for some time, and this is taking a toll on both nations. Now, production in China, or producers and suppliers in China, have come out to expose the United States and luxurious brands in the United States of America. Now, majority of these brands in America outsource a large portion of their production from China. In other words, China produces majority of the goods and products that are being sold by all these large luxury companies or brands. Whereas China produces at a very minimal cost, these brands just slap their logos on these products and then sell it for a ridiculously high amount of money, just because they deem it to be luxurious, and people buy these luxurious products. Something that may be produced for about $5, $10 will end up being sold for about $1,000 in the United States and in the developed world. So this is what suppliers and producers in China have come out to expose to the general public. And now they are saying that for the same quality of all those materials, whether shoes, bags, any of those luxurious products, you could buy directly from them. Just shop for it online. So something you may be purchasing for about $5,000 in the United States, you could get it for about $50 from China, and then probably maybe some shipping cost or shipping fee that might be added. Now, this is bringing out a whole lot of revelations to the general public about how the US uses their intelligence or smartness in order to outwit everyone around the world. Now, China produces all this, but it is not getting the credit for producing it. It is then shipped to all these developed worlds, and then a logo is slapped on it and then sold at ridiculously high prices. Do you think that this is morally upright, or do you think that this is something that is not good and should be stopped by the United States of America? At least they could also say that it was made in China and maybe the logo was slapped on it in the United States of America. Share your general thoughts and opinion about all these trade wars that is going on in the United States and in China. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family on WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and other social media platforms. Also, subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button down here. Click on the subscribe button. Click as well on the notification bell. And I'd like to see you again in my next video.